Sometimes I just got to make a video in the car because it's like spirit grabs me and it's like, you got to make this video. I actually got two in my brain floating around right now. So it's like, if I don't get one of them out, then I keep going, I keep like rehearsing it in my mind. It's crazy. But I just wanted to touch on how the cabal or Illuminati or whatever you want to call the people who pay the government, the people who pay for their campaigns and the people who the ones that are financing the campaigns, the ones that they're covering for, the ones that the financial backers, and we call them the Illuminati and people laugh. We call them the cabal and people laugh. We call them the deep state and people laugh. But those are low vibratory people who have no idea what's going on in the real world. They think that the politicians are running everything and that voting will actually change things, and it's sad, but we just got to remind ourselves that those people really have, if they're laughing at you for using terms like that and talking like this, why do we even care what they think? Because they're never going to wake up. They're going to die in this life unalive. What's the right YouTube word? They're going to live a long and fulfilling life to them, fighting for resources. So whatever. The Illuminati wants those people, and all of us really, to believe that that we couldn't survive without them. Let's take the pharmaceutical company for instance, which is all the pharmaceutical companies are owned by one major family, starts with the letter R. I'm not going to say it here. And it's just like those. They want you to think that Mother Earth medicine is not legitimate and that it won't protect you, it won't cure you. They legitimately want you to believe that if you don't consume their petroleum-based medicines, petroleum-based pharmaceuticals, then you'll die. And there's no way around it. That before they came along with their petroleum-based pharmaceuticals, that everybody just died when they got a little infection. Everybody died when they got the common cold or the flu or whatever it might be. We don't even know which of these things were created in a lab in the past 100 years because we don't even, we just take their word for it that this is always how it's always been. And that's what they want us to do with things like food and the weather. They want us to believe that, in 100 years, they're going to be teaching in schools. If we still are going on the way that we're going right now, which we won't be. Ascension's coming. It's going to happen. But they want to control everything, and they want everyone to believe that the weather wouldn't happen if they didn't have HAARP controlling it. And, it's obvious to a lot of us that the weather is being controlled. These superstorms are getting whipped up in the ocean, if not created outright in the ocean. Watch Star Trek and you'll learn about weather modification technology, okay? They talk about it in Star Trek all the time. So they already have that technology, okay? Star Trek is soft disclosure to get people ready for when the real disclosure comes out. And it helps you understand the concepts, and they've already got that technology. Think about food. They want you to believe, Monsanto wants you to believe that without them, there would be no food. I guarantee you that there's a timeline where in 100 years from now, the Illuminati cabal rich people want you super ultra rich. I'm not saying all rich people are bad, but the super ultra top 1% rich want you to believe that you couldn't have food without them. Without them, the earth wouldn't give you food. Food doesn't come out of the earth. They legitimately don't want you to think that. They don't want you growing your own food. They don't want you to be able to produce your own food. They don't want you hunting and fishing, which I'm a vegetarian, but I am all about people getting free food. If you go out and hunt it. I don't like socialism. I hate socialism and communism. But the creator, whatever that is to you, whether you're Christian or pagan, did not intend for people to hoard land and to hoard food. That's why our planet has food on it. That's why you can hunt animals or go pick berries. But they don't want you doing that. They don't want you raising animals to eat or cultivating crops to eat on your own. They want you to legitimately believe that if you couldn't go to the store, you would starve and die. And a lot of people in today's society, that's true. They have no clue how to make a plant grow out of a pot and get a little bit of fruit or vegetables. They have no. People are terrified of Democrats say, "I'm afraid of guns." So you're afraid of protecting your family? I mean, my God. Okay, so you can't even go out and kill a deer. I don't want deer to die, but I also don't want anybody eating that fake meat either, because that stuff's poison. That's evil poison. So, I mean, that's why they're trying to convince more people to eat it, because they want to keep people sick and unhealthy so that they go use the pharmaceuticals because they ain't got no other options. It's all ridiculous. It's all a setup. It's all a scam. But if we don't ascend in the next 100 years, that's truly where I believe the government and their financial backers want the system to go, so that humanity is so helpless that we just can't survive without them, because we just have lost our ability to do those things. It won't even be in the history books that farmers were the backbone of building America. They just won't even teach that sort of stuff. They don't want you to know that. It's despicable. It's rough. It's stressful. I'm not here to convince people who just will never believe it. I'm hoping some people that are waking up might watch these videos, and maybe one day my kids will watch these videos and it'll affect them, and they'll be like, daggone, we got to work on ascension. Because that's the whole meaning of life. Not sitting around worshiping some sky daddy or an alien human hybrid Anunnaki named Amun-Ra, Amen-Ra, or Jesus, Hail Zeus. That ain't the purpose of life, okay? Ascension is the only purpose of life. Worshipping a higher power and following their rules so that you might be able to get into their heaven if you do it good enough, that's not the meaning of life, all right? Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like it if you can. Much love.